I'm getting a prompt here around facing our fears in a relationship. And what's interesting is you're coming through as embodying a truth. You're coming through as having stayed in your path of integrity, stayed in your path of honesty around this situation. There is a memo here around feeling utter defeat because of the way this person has treated you, not treated you, because of the way this person has not communicated properly. And there is an invitation here to, for some of you, there's telepathic communication. So that means that you're both communicating to each other without actually physically articulating any messaging. So there could be distance between the two of you, but there is a connection. There's a connection through the ethers, okay? Through your thoughts, your dreams, all the things. Patience is here. I see frustration here. It is a very powerful full moon in Sagittarius today, so I am seeing frustration here. I'm getting this energy, though, that you are experiencing a massive transformation because of this relationship. You're both actually undergoing a transformation. There's a little bit of an invitation right now to slow it down. However, you're receiving it a little bit as rejection. You're receiving that invitation as rejection. The Lovers with the Emperor. You're dealing with someone who could be very business-minded. You're dealing with someone who could be choosing the business of love, okay? The business of love. And then also in the day-to-day, they're choosing work over your relationship. You're both working extremely hard on something. It feels like the distance is, the space between the two of you is shortening. The gap is closing. There's control from your person around their feelings and around what you light up for them, what you evoke for them. I'm seeing fear around what you evoke for them. I'm seeing you stay focused. I'm seeing you stay true to your path. You're working on something. You might even bringing something to life. It could be also your communication skills or something around a conversation that you want to address with them. It's inspired because of how stuck this person has made you feel, but also because you're picking up on the energy of how stuck they are. Sometimes you feel powerless in the dynamic, in the connection, but what's happening in those moments is it's actually their powerlessness that you are integrating into yourself. So you're, again, there is a dose of rejection here that is dismantling your embodiment of love. There's food here. There's Taurus energy here. Food could be a love language for you. And there could be an exchange over a meal where you feel like you're going to gain the upper hand. There's almost something like feeding the dragon. This person's energy airs a little bit on the darker side because they're so in the container of being human. So they're choosing practical things versus the vibration of your love. There's something here around anticipating their arrival and wondering why they haven't arrived yet. And it's really interesting because you're showing as extremely strong and capable, but over time there is this feeling of almost like dwindling in the weight, in the longing. You feel like you're losing your footing and almost like your physical capacity, existence, strength. You're prepared though. You're showing as the Queen of Swords. And you're fronted by the Chariot. So there is an energy here of not wanting it to be over, still having something to say, but you're extremely convicted in what it is that you want to say to this situation. And you're holding it down. You are holding it down. Like you're not letting them get away with anything here. It's interesting because this dynamic tethers on complete abundance and cooperation, collaboration, all things beautiful. And it's like you know that it's possible. You're holding the vibration of love because you're holding space for them to step into their better self. every motivation towards you is in the fear of losing you. So they move more steadily towards you when the fear, the reality, because they live in the container of reality, of losing you is in front of them. You represent a choice of having it all and losing it all, depending on what day it is and what they're looking at, how they're seeing their lens that day. This person holds court over a community or a society, or has a very social facing experience of life where people around them know the capacity for their success, the standards for their success, the motivation for their success. They're extremely proud. They're extremely proud of what they have achieved, what they have to show for it, okay? You represent something else. It's not about being showy. It's about being truthful. It's about going after what is meaningful to your heart. They have a choice right now in front of them. It's very tempting, but in the temptation, it doesn't mean it can feel exotic and it can feel sexy at sometimes. But in other times, it's extremely volatile because it's showing almost like they would feel like they were, I'm getting like something around feeling like they're being eaten alive by the choice. There is something here that they are choosing to step forward with on the heels of indecision. You represent a third party. At some level, you're involved in a third party connection, and you've been the one to pay the price. So you could be the third party, or you could be the primary relationship. If you are the primary relationship, it does feel like you are familiar with this third party behavior or temptation from your person. There is something here around them choosing you at this time, whoever you are, whether you're the primary or the third party. They're choosing, they're going to be making an effort that overlaps losing you. Doesn't feel like they're super clearly communicating at this time what they've done. That apology that we've seen could have maybe come through. At this time, it's sort of held in purgatory. This King of Pentacles, this Two of Wands. This person's extremely determined around you. You've been waiting for them to choose. You've been waiting for them to choose you. Something about you is not, you might not live in the same city all the time, or you might move around a lot. There's something about you that is nomadic. And to that, there is this energy of them having their eyes on you, but it disregards some sort of an ending that could or couldn't have happened between the two of you. And at the same time, it disregards it only in so much that it doesn't want to have the conversation around rejection. So it just tries to sort of step beside it as they move towards happiness and fulfillment with you. They're not giving you a lot of feelings, but they are offering you an opportunity for what's to come. They are getting knee deep in water over you. They're turning their back on a certain amount of their darkness that they haven't faced. They're giving you a really good olive branch right now. It's very solid. You're showing as the star for them. You're showing as being extremely celebratory on your end that you're receiving this. It's like you're saying, like, I'll take what I can get, to yourself. Their guard is down slightly. I'm seeing beautiful communication here. I'm seeing desire here. They're tired of suppressing the desire. I'm like feeling the heat in my body at this time. So there is something here around the physical chemistry, an enigma of your connection together. There is something here they might come across and ask you for help in something. That's how they might approach the situation. You do seem to represent a tremendous amount of safety and security and help for them. And they know it. Communication through a phone is easier, and I'm not getting email. I'm getting like text or phone call. And there is something here that sort of clears the air, an invitation around a meal or an exchange. There's something here around sharing some food, almost like breaking bread together. The mess is still here, but the odds are looking a lot better. It's almost like they're asking you to help them figure it out. They're kind of, ooh, the flowers are here. There's a little bit of drama here in fine Gemini form. It's a little bit of gossip here. But it does feel like they, for the first time in a long time, aren't paying so much attention to that gossip. They're more paying attention to a gesture of love, compassion, that olive branch in your direction. It's really beautiful. The timing is right. For some of you, it's not going to be that easy. Well, it's not going to be. You are holding out. For some of you, you're holding out for the full recognition of what has happened. And for some of you, you're taking what they offer you, and what they offer you is movement in your direction. They're shedding a part of their darkness. They're moving in your direction. They're at this full moon time, they are letting go of something extremely powerful that has held them back. It does feel like you're a little more advanced in relationships, in your relationship with your love for this person than they are. And so it is important to recognize, to a certain extent, depending on what your idea for success is with this person, that they aren't going to be able to meet you exactly where you are. But it is with great intention and love in their hearts that they are meeting you. And they are recognizing that you are the star of their lives. They're recognizing that you are the star of their lives. I'm seeing you even just the star in everyone's life. That being said, in this moment, you are very much in applause and in... you're very cognizant of how long and how patient you've been waiting for this. You guys are a beautiful match, though. There's something here that's very, it's giving like some sort of royal energy. There's something here around, maybe even like when you're in a room together, you guys stand out together in the room. Physically, your presence has some sort of otherworldly category, energy, enigma to it. Like people would notice you both individually, but both together when you're in the room. It's taken them a lot to get here, to this point. They're feeling proud of themselves. I'm seeing them feeling a little bit smug around what they are bringing forward. They're going to ask you to do something around, it's around having a meal together, having an exchange. There will be other people at the meal. It won't just be the two of you. However, there's more than meets the eye to that invitation. If you know, you know. Wishing you a beautiful day. Thank you so much.